Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Aaron Ferguson and I'm here with Rich Boys Fishing, and we have our first ever how-to video. Today we're going to be talking about how to make a really inexpensive rod holder to be able to organize your garage, shop, bedroom, anything like that. If you're wanting to get your rods up on the wall, this is where we're going to be putting my rod holder here. It's just going to get it up off the floor. It'll be safer, and it's actually a really cool way to display your rods. First of all, we're going to talk about what materials you'll need. I think total I have about $18 invested in the materials. I'll show you what tools you'll need and kind of walk you step by step on what you'll need to do to make your own homemade rod holder. So hang tight, we'll show you everything and we'll get the video going. All right guys, so here's our materials. As you can tell, it's not much. We do have a section of 2-inch PVC pipe. We'll show you what to do with that later. We do have a 2x4. We do have some little screws here. And I have some longer screws here that we're actually going to be attaching the rod holder to the wall with. Then I just have a really cheap can of spray paint. May also get another can of spray paint too to kind of do a two-tone color with, you know, the wood being black and maybe the PVC pipe. I may spray paint it red. So, but this is it for the materials. Like I said, so far, like 18 bucks. So which is really reasonable to make a really good, sturdy, high quality fishing rod holder. Next, I will show you what tools you'll need, and then we'll get started. All right, so as far as the tools go, and if you have something different to use, I mean, that's, you know, just totally up to you. Whatever you have, that will work. But so first of all, I do have a Sawzall that I'm going to use to cut the PVC pipe down if it works well. I'll let you know how that works out. Let's see, I do have a circular saw to cut the 2x4. I do have a impact drill. I have my hammer drill. Let's see, I do have a stud finder. I have blue painter's tape, and that's just going to help me mark spots on the wall to make sure that I can find the studs and actually mark out where I want the mounts to go without marking up my brand new paint that I just painted on the wall. So we do have a pencil. I have a marker to be able to mark on the PVC pipe where I'm going to be cutting on that. I do have a drill bit, and I have a paddle drill bit, and I'll show you what that's going to be used for. And then let's see, then we have a level. Like I said, you don't have to have a big gnarly level like this, but it's going to make things a little bit easier on getting it lined up. All right, so the first step is going to be, we're going to cut our PVC pipe. So I'm actually going to, I believe I have enough room. I'm going to make it 4 foot wide. So I believe I should be able to put up 6 rods up here. So for the bottom section of the rod holder, I'm going to cut it 6 inches. So I'm going to cut six 6-inch pieces off this PVC pipe. And then I will, for the top portion, like I said, it's going to be 4 foot wide as well too, but I'm going to make those 3-inch sections of the PVC pipe, and I'll need 6 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking these out, get these cut up, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so now that we have our PVC pipe cut down, I have 6 small ones that are 3 inches. I have 6 6-inch pieces. I've got all of them cut, so they're ready to spray paint. I got my 2x4 cut down to a 4-foot section. So next is going to be to paint my 2x4s and then to paint all my PVC pipes, and then we'll get them ready to start mounting them to the 2x4. Alright, so now that I have my 2x4s painted, I'm actually going to set them off to the side. I was about to start painting my PVC pipe, but I forgot that I need to drill my hole first before I paint it. So we're going to talk about that now. So let me set my 2x4s off to the side here. And let's get the hammer drill. Got that. Also have my paddle bit. First of all, so I got the drill bit here on the hammer drill. So what I'm going to do with each one of these pieces, I'm actually going to drill a hole right here in the middle of it all the way through. So there's going to be a hole on both sides, and then we'll make one side bigger with the paddle bit. So I'm going to do this to where if you see the lettering on the PVC pipe, I'm actually going to do the hole right through that, and that's going to be up against the wood there, so kind of hides it. So go ahead and get started here with the first one. So I'm just going to try to do it right in the middle. Alright, so we're through the first side. Get it kind of lined up. Alright. We made it through. So now we have a hole on both sides. So like I said, this is going to be the back side of it where the lettering is here. So I want to make this front hole a little bit bigger. So let's swap out the battery here. Alright, so this is what one side of it's going to look like, and that's what the back side is going to look like. So I'm going to do this on each piece, and then once we get these done on the small pieces and the big pieces, then we're going to get them spray painted and let them dry and get them ready to start attaching them to our 2x4s. Alright, so now we're at the point that we're going to start attaching our PVC pipe to our 2x4s. We got it all painted, everything looks good. So I have these 3/4 inch little screws, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to run that screw through this big hole that we have here to the back side to that little hole, and we're going to attach the screw to the 2x4. So I pretty much have my first row for the bottom of the rod holder already laid out and measured out. With having 6 rod holders on here with a 4-foot 2x4, I have them about 9 inches apart, and it leaves about 1 inch on either end. So I think that's going to work out good. So I'm going to do that for the bottom half, and then I'm going to line up the top half on the top 2x4, and I'm going to start attaching those. If you notice over here on the wall, I already have some blue painter's tape put on the wall, which I'm sure doesn't make any sense to you, but I'm actually just kind of marking the edge right here where I want the edge of the rod holder to be, so it's not hitting my workbench here. Then I also have the studs marked out, and so the bottom half of the rod holder I'm actually going to have to mount pretty far down, because a lot of I have several rods that are 7 foot, and so which I'm guessing this is an 8-foot ceiling. So for me to be able to put the rod in the holder down here, which I'm gonna have to mount probably the rod holder up here. I'm gonna have to run it up in there and probably go pretty much all the way to the ceiling and then drop it down into it. So it's only gonna be a couple inches off the ground. So anyway, so I'm gonna get started on that, and hopefully here pretty soon we'll have this project done. Alrighty guys, so this is the final results of our homemade rod holder. I think it turned out really good. I'm really impressed with the way it looks. It's really sturdy. It's keeping my rod safe where my kids aren't hitting it with the bikes and breaking my rod. So like I said, it cost me about 18 bucks. It took me about 3 hours, but that was also because I was filming. And then with painting, you know, I'd put a coat on, let it dry, put another coat on, let it dry. So it took a little bit longer. So, but all in all, I mean, it was a really successful project. I hope you learned something. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, turn the notifications on. Also, go check us out on Facebook at Ridge Boys Fishing. We're also on Instagram at Ridge Boys Fishing 85. So like I said, we really appreciate the support that we've already had, and we're going to keep making content every single week. We do a lot of fishing. We're going to do how-to. Also, hunting season's right around the corner, so we're going to be doing some hunting videos as well. So lots to look forward to. But other than that, we'll see you next time. Thanks guys.